Hey there everyone, welcome back to Tnr Talks. Just want to start out by saying thanks a lot for all of your responses. We got way more than I ever thought we would, which, my initial expectations were I would get like a pity comment from Monkey that was like, good job, and then like maybe one other person that typed like a TLDR paragraph about something, but I really enjoyed y'all's responses. I hope you guys have fun with these as we continue to progress throughout the process. My initial plans were to start doing these once a week, if not once every other week. It just depends on what I've going on, the manner in which we get responses, and whatever happens with the site. I was going to do this episode within a week of the first one, but I was incorrect in guessing how long it would take Monkey to finish his thingy thing, which he describes it as, quote, a mini movie more than a podcast at this point, which it's totally fine with me. I'm looking forward to it. I have complete artistic faith in him, so you guys have all seen his stuff. You guys know that it'll be a success when it finally comes out. But yeah, I was delaying this episode in hopes of being able to talk about whatever he released, so that might be episode 3 or 4 maybe. Hopefully not that long, but anyway, so yeah, that out of the way, let's introduce the talk. 2 minutes into the video, I'll actually talk about what we're talking about. Pretty great organization, if I do say so myself. I need to start writing down, little notes about what I'm going to be talking about so that I don't get off the topic. Anyways, so beginning the talk. The talk is actually going to stem from our previous one, since this is, I'll go ahead and admit it, that this is sort of not a filler talk at all. In fact, I'm sure this will go great, so just pretty much yes is what I'm trying to say. The quantity versus quality talk. Now, it's easy to say, I'm gonna go ahead and say this, gonna go ahead and get this out of the way. Yes, although it is good to have quality in your post, sometimes a necessary amount of quantity is necessary to fulfill that quality. For instance, whatever you are talking about might require a longer post. However, you shouldn't make the post too long, or else you're just blabbering about nothing, and your quality will decrease. That's pretty much anytime I've ever talked about quantity versus quality with someone, whether it be an academic setting or on a forum. That's sort of the what's the word for it? That's just sort of the motions you just have to go through, that first explanation there. But so yeah, we all know that you need quantity sometimes to fulfill a certain quality, but let's get a little deeper into this, or rather, if you guys want to touch more on that, I'll let you, but I'm going to, wow, pretty fancy office here. I'm gonna do something a little else with it. The thing about quantity versus quality, what a lot of people don't think about, they're very conscious of what they have to describe and how long it should be in order to fulfill that quantity, yes, but a lot of people make really great posts and they balance quality very well, but there's sort of like a third element to quantity. By the way, I made that skin. It's not amazing, but it didn't come with this map. I did download the map. Anyways, so yeah, there is a third quality to quantity versus quality, which I guess you wouldn't call it quantity versus quality if there's a third article. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about it instead of introducing it. The third quality is context. This is something I think a lot of people don't don't really, let's call it, don't keep in mind a whole lot. I'm pretty good with words, by the way. Oh, here's the little shop thing. Wow, this looks totally canon, guys. Alright. Where's the dude? Anyways, but yeah, context is extremely important for quantity versus quality. If we're in a topic and, like, there's someone breaking into the village and it's kind of time sensitive that we go do this and that, or if there's a lot going on and our lives are at stake, we don't know who's going to live or die in a topic, I really just, I respect all of your posts, but you cannot make a huge post about mostly your background and these emotional breakthroughs. Not saying that you wouldn't find this in Naruto, but you just, like, it doesn't work when you're, fighting a missing nin, breaking into your village, and then all of a sudden you're going off on a tangent about how something changed you in your life. What's worse is a lot of people do that, and they won't actually do anything else in their post. They'll sort of go off on their little imaginary tangent thing of development by themselves, and it doesn't go anywhere. Like, it's either not very applicable to the situation, or it's just plain out too long and distracts from the subject at hand. You'll see this if you've seen this in school, if you've written essays and all that stuff. Your teachers tell you that you need to like, remain on your thesis, and though we don't have a thesis statement in the way we might a formal academic essay on our P-forms, there is technically a thesis to what we do, whether it's the thesis is you need to defeat the missing nin attacking your village, or what have you, whatever situation you're in. That's your thesis. And if your post does not reflect on your thesis, it's kind of like an unworthy post. Like, if I have someone breaking into the village and I have nothing to do with them, but then I have this huge, flashback that doesn't really pertain to what's going on, then it's pointless. It distracts from what you're doing, and nobody really gets into it. No one has the opportunity to roleplay with you and develop off of what you wrote, because it's all something you did. And if you don't do anything except for make an inner monologue about yourself, it's all I'm saying, it's difficult to play off of it in a way that I like to roleplay with people. Now, I'm not saying that this is always a bad thing. We know, I think it was Velasco45 really pointed out well how Shinji does a good job, or I guess Kai, I should say, all of his characters. I don't remember if he does it on the rest of his characters. But yeah, we know that he's very good about when and the manner in which he does flashbacks into his topic. More on the subject of quantity versus quality, it's just gonna go ahead and conclude. It's very important that you don't just sort of blah into whatever you're doing, because it's distracting and it destroys both the quantity and quality aspects of your post if it's not in context. Perhaps writing in context could have been its own thing, its own episode, but that's sort of just where I went from the quantity and quality aspect of it. If you guys would like to respond about my context rant here, that's fine. If you guys want to sort of redevelop the talk about quantity versus quality without considering much of the context that I brought up, that's fine too. Right now, all we're gonna do is fight the bad guys, because you know what? Bad guys, there's a special thing about them, and yeah, so anyways, bad things about bad guys is they're bad, and sometimes By the way, if you want to do responses, use that one website that everyone else is using. It's free, there's no sign up. It should, I mean, I haven't had the chance to go look into it, because, yeah, I haven't. From what I hear, computer dumb people are getting it off very easy. So, I mean, if they can do it, so can you. Doesn't have to be anything special. This video is well over 10 minutes now. Let's go ahead and, yeah.